Welcome to the Michigan Golfer Show. Join us each week as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great game.
Hi, I'm Jenny McCafferty, and we're at the Michigan Golf Show. And it's a real privilege to have as our guest right now, Debbie Williams-Hoak. How are you doing?
I'm good, Jenny. How are you?
Well, I'm very excited because I want to talk a little bit about a predecessor. That's Babe Didrikson Zaharias, who's known for among golfers as one of the founders of the LPGA. They might not know that the Babe was also an Olympic medalist in track and field.
In the javelin, too.
In the javelin, that's right. In fact, that's why I wanted to bring it up, because you really made a name for yourself as an All-American javelin thrower for University of Michigan. And then somehow you got to golf. But that's a pretty rare combination of skills. That's very cool.
There's not too many of us. Babe, of course, as you mentioned, and then Deb Vangelo, who's the president of the LPGA teaching division, was also a javelin thrower in college. And we actually competed against each other, but we didn't know it until we met as LPGA professionals. And so I think there's three of us.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about what they might have in common.
They actually have a lot in common. They're individual sports, and the athleticism that's involved in both sports is so similar, from throwing a javelin to swinging a golf club and getting your feet, your legs, your hips, and everything to go in proper sequence. And then you can't muscle either one. If you try to throw the javelin off the face of the earth, it's going to go over end, and if you try to kill a golf ball, well, we know what'll happen then.
Well, I've always thought that the javelin throwers were the most graceful people in track and field, and they're my favorite thing to watch.
Oh, that's so neat. Yeah, there's not too many of us around, and it's a great sport because it encompasses so many different athletic skills, from the flexibility of a gymnast to the speed of a sprinter to the strength of a weightlifter, and then all that grace of a dancer, and it's just, I loved it. And it's a challenging sport, though. The American Medical Association did a study on the most stressful sports to your body. Football was number one, javelin throwing number two.
Well, I don't know anybody who's throwing a javelin when they're 90, but yeah. That might make a little bit of a difference. But so you had these two sports. How did you know at the advanced age of almost 30 that golf would be a good sport for you?
I actually definitely think it does. It just makes you more well-rounded as an athlete. But then the other thing it does is it puts you in contact with all different types of people and different coaches and different philosophies, and it just really contributes to much more being well-rounded, as you said. And it's really, for athletes today at a young age of 12, 13 years old to be doing only one sport, I'm not sure I agree with that. Growing up, I had three dreams. I wanted to be an Olympian, and that's where I pursued track and field. And then my second dream was I wanted to be a professional athlete. And when I was younger, I thought of different sports. I played a lot of tournament tennis, and had thought eventually I might try to do that, but I kind of burned out on it. And back when I was playing tennis, all you did was spend all your hours on the court. And that, I wanted to be out training, doing different things. So, as I said, I kind of went a different direction. I got involved in track and field and almost made the Olympics, so almost made that goal. And then, as you mentioned, at the ripe old age of 31, there's not too many sports left that you can be a professional athlete in. And I had always kind of thought about golf, and then met Tom Simon, the former coach at University of Michigan, and asked him what he thought, and he said go for it. So that was kind of all I needed to hear.
Well, I like the story about how you were recruited originally at the University of Michigan by none other than Bo Schembechler. Can you tell us that story?
Yeah, a very unique opportunity there. Bo's sister was married to my high school athletic director, and at the time I hadn't decided what college I wanted to go to, and actually I really wanted to go out to USC. And the track coach at Michigan at the time, Red Simmons, told Bo, because Bo was coming down to talk at my high school athletic banquet, he said, Bo, there's a girl down there at Euclid that we want to get to come to Michigan. You go down there and you get her to come here. So after the banquet, Bo pulled me aside and talked to me for about 10 minutes, and after talking to Bo for 10 minutes, you knew that Michigan was the only school for you, and the next day I committed to Michigan. So then the media kind of caught hold of that story and said that I became the only female athlete that Bo Schembechler ever recruited. So a unique honor.
Well, that's a great combination of having had the chance to meet Red Simmons myself when he was maybe 100.
Yeah, he lived to 102, and boy, what a great role model. And he was something special. He was my track coach, and just a great guy.
Well, so let's get back to golf. This has been a really big year for you. You have been awarded the, let's see, is it Sandy LeBeau Spirit Award?
Yes, the LPGA Sandy LeBeau Spirit Award.
Okay, tell us what that's for.
Yes, the LPGA Sandy LeBeau Spirit Award is just very special. That's for the LPGA USGA Girls Golf Program. The instructor that they say goes above and beyond in promoting and teaching young girls the game of golf through the LPGA Girls Golf Program. So very special honor.
And I think there were 400 people who could possibly have been chosen, and you were it.
Yeah, I just very honored, very humbled, and had the opportunity to go down to Florida and get recognized at the LPGA Rolex Awards ceremony, and just met a lot of wonderful people. And I'm actually heading out to Phoenix this Thursday to once again be recognized at the Founders LPGA tournament on Friday at the Hall of Fame dinner. So it's going to be exciting. I'm going to be a little nervous giving a speech in front of the Founders and all the Hall of Fame members, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, so your golf career, you played on what was the Futures Tour and the LPGA, but you did, as someone else did, Shirley Spork, you basically turned your talents to teaching. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, whenever you're playing out on tour and committed to being the best player you can, your whole life kind of revolves around you. And every decision you make is in the best interest of you so that you can be successful at the highest level. And that's not me. You know, I can do that for a little while, but then, you know, I love to have the opportunity to give back, and had some injuries going on, and it just didn't work out keeping my tour card. And so now I started to make the switch from playing to teaching and joined the LPGA teaching division and went through that process and became a Class A LPGA teaching professional, and just really got immersed in teaching and girls golf, and just really giving back from that aspect of the game. And it's been wonderful. I coach at the high school level too, and just love it. But I'm getting a little more of the itch to get back to competing now. So I'm a little bit healthier. I had a knee replacement, and I'm ready to get into some tournaments.
Sounds like a Legends Tour, perhaps?
Yeah, I'd love to give that a try at some point, and just, you know, I gotta lose a few more pounds and get a little bit better conditioning, but I want to do some more playing.
Oh, sure. But you also coach some boys at Saline, is that right?
I do. I coach the boys and girls golf team at Saline High School.
Okay. Wow. That's so cool. And it's not the end of it. We're going to be talking a little bit more about this later, but you will be inducted into the Michigan Golf Hall of Fame this June. Yeah. What did you think?
Oh, what an honor. You just can't find the words to describe how special that is and what it means to you to be included with so many great people that have made such a difference in the game of golf from the state of Michigan. And just the names on the list, from Shirley Spork, as you mentioned, and Meg Mallon, and just there's so many wonderful people there. And to be on that list, I'm just so humbled.
Well, it's a great group to belong to.
It is.
And so I think this is just the beginning of 2018. We have 9 more months to go, so we look forward to see what else you can accomplish.
Well, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to it too.